Alright, back on this one. Second half here. Now, at any rate, this guy says, I put myself on the level of Tesla. No. I bring you information. I have interviewed people that have duplicated Tesla's technology. I have interviewed people that have created magnetic generators. And the person I was talking about was Robert Stirling of the century. At the turn of the century, Robert Stirling was a reverend, another Christian, folks, and the Christians are under attack right now. The Stirling was born in 1790, died in 1788, a Scottish clergyman, and he invented the Stirling engine. He was the third of 8 children. He inherited his father's interest in engineering, but studied divinity at the University of Edinburgh and the University of Glasgow, becoming a minister of the Church of Scotland as the second charge of the Loft Kirk of Kilmarnock in 1816. He built a hot air engine. He invented what he called the heat economizer, now generally known as the regenerator, a device for improving the thermal fuel efficiency of a variety of industrial processes, obtaining a patent for the economizer and an engine incorporating it in 1816. In 1818, he built the first practical version of his engine used to pump water from a quarry. The theoretical basis of Stirling's engine, the Stirling cycle, would not be fully understood until the work of Sadi Carnot in 1796 to 1832. While in Kilmarnock, he collaborated with another inventor, Thomas Morton, who provided workshop facilities for Stirling's research. Both men were interested in astronomy. Having learnt from Morgan how to grind lenses, Stirling invented several optical instruments. Together with his brother, he took out several patents for improvements to the air engine, and in the 1840s, James built, Robert's brother, built a large air engine driving all the machinery at his Dundee Foundry Company. In a letter of 1876, Robert Stirling acknowledged the importance of Henry Bessemer's new invention, the Bessemer process for the manufacture of steel, expressing the hope that the new steel would improve the performance of air engines. He died in 1878. I also have met the people that were on to today's show, got their books, that invented the magnetic engine. And this was back in the 50s. They did that. Now, I've done the research on this. I'm going to share a commercial of this with you. They want $100 for it. For $100, they say you can build one of these Stirling engines, and I've seen it run. I'll put it up. There'll be a link to that site up there. I've seen it run. I'm looking to have some of the people that are doing it, and they have been closed down and closed down and closed down by the same people. Now, keep in mind, I've had a father-in-law that built a Pogue carburetor. He was getting 50 miles a gallon to his gas engine, and 2 guys in blue pinstripe suits, they showed up, or black or something, and said, dude, you gotta take that off your car and destroy it, and the one you're building for your neighbor, Colonel Lloyd Conrad over there, you gotta take those off, or what? What are you gonna do to me? Sheriff Babcock was 6'4". He built helped build the Aswan Dam, and This Sheriff Babcock was not the guy to be intimidated, but he did what they said. He said, I believe it. I believe it. The inventors of hydrogen-powered, water-powered vehicles have been killed. It's against the law of national security to build a magnetic motor because it'll run forever without fuel. It would destroy our economy the way the economy is currently structured. They have done all of this to break us, and they've been doing it for well over 100 years. The bankers financed communism. They financed Russia. They built the weapons. They financed both countries. They financed the companies that built the weapons that we've got stored up over there in, under Kirtland Air Force Base. It's a con. Your whole life is a con here. It's really incredible to me. Now we are trying to fight back. We are trying to respond. If you go to my website, freeamerican.com, sign up, get a cell phone. Get a cell phone, get a Solvay cell phone. Get a chip. Transfer yours over. Stop supporting AT&T. And I'm going to share this commercial with you just briefly here. I'm going to share this commercial with you because, not that I'm recommending this, I don't know this. I don't know this works. I am not an engineer. I'm not a mechanic. They say anybody can build it. Anybody can do this. But what I can tell you is what they're talking about has happened. That is in Wikipedia. You can confirm this, and this is my illustration of how the energy companies, the gasoline companies, let's see, who sells the fuel to the power company to generate the power that they sell to you when you could be doing it in your yard. This is a con, folks. And I can possibly guide you out of it, but I can't do it alone. I can't do it by myself. I can't do it if all of these idiots here are you know, just sitting there. They just come in here. This is me reaching out to you. I'm telling you that this is a psychological. I've been this book right here, Mystery Babylon, will show you what kind of psych ops operation I've been under. It goes on, the electron. My guest yesterday pointed out the electronic influences, so they don't even have to get near you. They put a smart meter on your house, and they can basically reprogram you from the air that you're breathing. This is the technology that is there. That technology is being used against us. The drones, you're hearing a lot about the drones. Folks, the drones can be totally beneficial. You can use them to build walls with. They'll lift, they'll carry, they'll set it down in precise measurements. This technology is fantastic, but they will use it against you if we don't organize and get together and figure out that the rights of the individual are the most important thing. This is what I wrote about over 45 years ago. 45 years ago, I wrote about a country in which the rights of the individual were sacrosanct. There were no laws against victimless crimes. The only time you were imprisoned or punished was if you hurt somebody. Now, that's what I've done for you, and I'm presenting this whole thing about the Stirling generator. I'm going to put that up on Facebook. Facebook, Free American 69. YouTube, Free American 69. And we can 69, the last of the 60s. We started a revolution there. We'll continue that now. And folks, I've got to check out Solvay. It's a way that we can compete using the technology to our advantage. So cell phone technology, we can compete with AT&T. All you got to do is sign up and run with it.
It all started with a devastating explosion. Run! The other boilers are about to blow. 1 second later, all 4 boilers of the glass factory's steam engines blew up. taking a toll of 21 lives, husbands, fathers, and sons. This is an event that occurred dozens of times throughout the 18th and 19th century, claiming more than 15,000 innocent human lives. The overall conclusion was simple. The steam engine just wasn't safe. Something had to replace this life-hungry beast. But the truth is, nothing replaced it. And it didn't happen, not because of lacking an alternative, that they had, but because of pure greed for power and money. Actually, the heads of railway and power companies that were using steam engines those days decided to suppress and silence a revolutionary new engine that generates 100% free electricity, runs without a dangerous pressurized boiler, is virtually maintenance-free, is 10 times more efficient than the steam and gasoline engine, has 3 patents, all issued and effective since 1817, doesn't need any fossil fuels, can completely run on solar power, and is completely environmentally friendly, with no fumes, no byproducts, and no dangerous emissions. It's called the Stirling engine, and after 2 centuries of darkness, the creation of Dr. Robert Stirling is finally brought out in the open. Time has come for mankind to truly benefit from this 200-year-old life-saving device. Yes, it is a lifesaver, because that's exactly what it was supposed to do, replace steam engines and save innocent lives. Robert Stirling began work on this alternative after his father's death in a steam engine boiler explosion. The will to see all steam engines stopped and replaced drove him to design and build his revolutionary concept in just 9 months. And after getting his patents for the engine, he contacted the railway and power companies, who called him a madman and escorted him out the door. But he had absolutely no plans for giving up. He fought the system till the day he died in 1878, trying to bring the engine into the service of mankind, as he always dreamed of. His death literally killed the invention and kept it from the public's reach for more than 100 years. Now, for the first time in 2 decades, the truth about Stirling's invention is starting to unfold. And with it, generating your own free power has been made possible again. And in this short presentation, that probably won't stay up for long, you will get all the nitty-gritty details about how to use Robert Stirling's suppressed invention to make your own free electricity, slash your electric bill by 75% or more in less than 30 days, and even get off the grid so you can be energy independent and never owe another dime to the electric company. People are already talking about this, like John Mace from San Antonio, Texas, who says, "My neighbor's jaw dropped when he saw this, and he still doesn't believe that it really works." And Bill Grady from Minnesota says, "I've been watching the generator spin for the last 3 hours and it doesn't seem to have any intention of stopping. It's feeding free watts into the grid and it doesn't cost us a single dime." And as you're about to see, making your own energy is a lot easier than you may think. But first, it's important to understand who Robert Stirling was and why this simple invention can change your life. You see, the hot air engine he invented came as a shocking surprise for the monopolist companies that ran the world those days. It could have rendered the steam engine obsolete overnight, and with it, lead to the demise of the fossil fuel supremacy that still rules our world today. It truly is the holy grail of engineering, just like alchemy in the Middle Ages. And for 200 years, many scientists, do-it-yourselfers, or inventors have tried to come up with something more efficient without knowing of Stirling's supreme device. It literally runs on thin air. Robert Stirling was the inventor, the real father of free energy. Being a man of the cloth on a daily basis, many people said his idea of building the device might have come as a revelation. Yet he was no stranger to electricity and mechanics. He studied brilliant engineering at the University of Edinburgh for 4 years, being known as an authority on steam engines and electricity generators. And all that knowledge and family background forced Robert Stirling to be practical. Stirling was not a run-for-profit businessman, and he couldn't care less about...
Now, over the years here, folks, I've run across things like this over and over again. I've talked to people that have tried to invent these things and been shut down. My own father-in-law was able to do this and was shut down. This is part of the tyranny against us. But the answers are there. The answers are there if we somehow work together. What the main weapon of the enemy, besides the media, programming, they don't call it programming for nothing. And this is this programming is taking place in our schools. My sponsor here, who I support, and I'm on the board of directors of the Timothy Bible College. Now, Timothy Bible College in the Little Red Schoolhouse means you can teach your kids, you can have your children taught at home using the computer the same way I'm communicating with you now. Dr. Jake Wade was supposed to be on my show today. He just wasn't feeling, got a little bit of a bug here. Some of that's going around. Got a little bit of a flu bug, and he didn't take a flu shot, thank God. And we do have answers. Yes, you're right. I have played a part in here. The guy that Dr. Eugene Schroeder led the farmers in their little revolt when they ran the tractors in on Washington, D.C. I've sat in the same room with him and the presidential candidate. Yes, sir, I have done that. And you little trolls over here, you people that, I don't know whether you're paid to do this or you're just dumb as rocks. And this is part of the problem, folks. They watch TV and suddenly, oh, you're the militia. Oh, you're the militia. Oh, you're a biker. Oh, you're a hippie. Oh, you were taking a toke there. You were. I have read the most brilliant minds, the writings of the most brilliant minds out there for longer, well before you could read. And yeah, right now I'm blowing my own horn. I'm telling you, if you're smart, you will back me, you will order some of these books, you will start getting educated, you will start telling people about this show, you will start telling people how important it is for the alternate media not to be controlled by Pfizer or Bayer aspirin or Tyson chicken. Come on, guys. These are the people that are killing you. These are the people that are killing you, and they plan on killing a lot of you. All they got to do is close it down, close it down. Now, folks, this blocking the energy is exactly what they've tried to do. It's what they will do. They'll stop the cars from running. They'll stop you from using water as fuel. They have been attacking these people since I've been doing this show. I do story after story over. The intelligence is out there. People know how to build these things, but if you're trying to disrupt the oil-based economy here, they're going to come after us. They want you to be a slave to the energy. They want you lining up at the gas pumps. It's not necessary. The technology's been out there for years. It is suppressed. It is top secret. They can fly to the moon for lunch and be back in time for dinner. They can do that. Very few. Very few are that high up, but they control economies. They start wars. Somebody's building those atomic bombs. Somebody is storing them under for just in case. Just in case we got enough to destroy the world. And maybe we have destroyed worlds in the 150,000 year history of civilization. I mean, before the 150,000 years, a long time ago, but we may have been around for millions of years, and science ain't going to tell you about it because it's controlled. Now, I will be sitting beside Richard back at Hill's Cafe. If any of you trolls want to make good on your threats, come on. Yeah, I will call the police, come pick up your bodies. Yes, sir. Sure will. Now, folks, cancer cures, they can cure that. They don't want to. They want to cull the population. And, hey, if you are dumb enough to go along with it, I may not even have a problem with that. If you're dumb enough to line up to get on the trains, If you're dumb enough to keep paying Verizon and a couple of $100 extra for that time that you used on your phone, donate $20. Donate $20. Get the Mystery Babylon or One Bloody Alabaster Eye. Learn what kind of writer I am. Don't believe nothing I say. Document it. I can document it. I have documented it. I've told you about the drug dealing. I've told you about, now I'm telling you, Timothy Bible College, Little Red Schoolhouse, Dr. Jake Wade, brilliant man, Bible scholar. We can do this. Demand, call some of your Patriot stations, Republic, Genesis. Ask them, why don't you have Clay Douglas on? I've heard his shows. I don't see you saying anything wrong. We are in a war, and what you see going on in the chat room right now is part of that war. They don't want you listening to me. They don't want you supporting me. I told you, why did it fall? That was March 2004, that issue right there, 2004. And the conspiracy con, I told you that the whole New World Order, there was no such thing as the New World Order. One Bloody Alabaster Eye future segment. Read the book. You can read it today. A donation right now. Clay at freeamerican.com via PayPal. Clay at freeamerican.com. Read the books this afternoon. Understand that I, just like Tesla, just like a lot of patriots out there, just like Joe McCarthy, the patriots that tried to do it, just like Ezra Pound, I've tried to tell you the truth. I've tried to bring you the truth. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't like niggers, white or black. This is not about religiosity. This is about a true communication with a deity through positive thinking, through prayer. It works. I am... Jesus wasn't a Jew. This is another, and again, this is covered in Mystery Babylon. Jesus wasn't a Jew. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. We were the tribe of Judah. We went to Germany, and I'm descended from the tribe of Judah. And I'm not a Jew, and the Jews aren't Jews. They're Edomians, Edomites, Canaanites. They're the ones David was supposed to kill. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, he wanted the older laws. And again, don't be deceived. The Mossad's and their civilian counterparts, ADL and Southern Poverty Law, SPLC. These are propaganda tools. That's why I've been under attack for the last 10 years. 20 years, actually. That's right. Since 1994. If you give me some support, if you follow the teachings, take your kids out of the school, put them in Timothy Bible College, get a hold of this video, learn how to build a Stirling engine. People are going to be sending off of this. They're going to tell me if it works. If it works, we're going to mass produce them as fast as we can so we can get off of the grid and so we can be energy independent, so we can grow our own food, so we can educate our children without putting them in these death traps that they call public schools. I am Clay Douglas. I am the Free American. I need your support. Thank you very much.
Call recording has been completed.
Alright. Got that one. Yeah, for you guys, I'll keep this going just about 5 more minutes here. Stirling was not a run-for-profit businessman. He couldn't care less about making money or claiming steps of
making money or claiming steps of fame. He was a more down-to-earth inventor and humanitarian, always fiddling with his ideas, trying to make the world a safer and brighter place. That's why his inventions always worked, but were never used. Stirling just didn't have the power to overcome the fossil fuel monopolists, railway and power companies, so he was forever silenced along with his creations. Even so, a few people saw the potential of the device and tried to turn it into a viable everyday solution. The first scientist who tried was actually the man who rediscovered Stirling's prototype in the university cellar back in 1890. He was none other than Lord Kelvin, the renowned English scientist. He repaired the prototype, made it work again, understood its principle, but even with his influence and power, he just couldn't overcome the ever-growing big oil companies. In 1938, another well-known name in the industry, the Phillips Company, developed and fitted in an automobile a compact Stirling engine with more than 200 horsepower, with an efficiency above 30%. It may not seem like much, but considering a normal gasoline engine only has a 10% efficiency, the Stirling engine was 3 times better. Unfortunately, for the same competitive reasons, this application did not meet the success it truly deserved. Actually, the only people who put the Stirling engine to work, regardless of what the oil and power companies said, were the Nazis. They managed to fit 2 powerful Stirling engines on a prototype U-boat. It was a killer combination. The U-boat could have stayed submerged for weeks running silent. Without being detected, U-331 made a test run all along the east coast of the United States. But with one amazing stroke of luck, the submarine was sunk in an air raid while being docked in Norway. So, when you realize this amazing invention might have cost us the war, it really makes you think, why on earth doesn't it power my house or my car? Well, that's because it is a simple yet revolutionary device that uses air temperature and transfer to generate 100% free electricity. A set-and-forget generator that works autonomously and gives clean, free energy each and every day without relying on any type of fossil fuel. And that's something nobody wants you to have. Stirling's motor is based on a simple and very elegant concept that inventors somehow missed for decades, even centuries. It uses the principle of dilation and contraction of a fluid when exposed to different temperatures.
Now, I have seen these types of motors on the same theory running at the Tesla convention in Albuquerque. And the point that this whole show is trying to make is they don't want you to have this information. I try to find it. I'd like for you to give you an example. Could you tell me how Charles Lindbergh flew across the Pacific Ocean to England in a Piper Cub in a small plane? How did he have enough fuel to get there? He had a backup engine in the back. He had a backup power source in the back. And the information, the scientific facts here, like Stirling's engine here, are true. And if we could stop fighting among each other, we are